Good evening, everyone. I apologize for my speech being uploaded late. I'm having technical difficulties again with uploading to YouTube. Every time I finish my speech, for some reason it freezes and I'm unable to publish it. Well, first of all, I'm Diane Gopal. Nice to see everyone here again. My speech is about today. I would love to implore everyone who's listening to me to take the time out and write your congresspeople, your senators, your legislators, basically all the lawmakers in regards to healthcare reform. This is a very important topic, a very important issue, and it really needs to be addressed by each and every one of us. Here, the reason is, number one, they're the ones who are creating the laws, but secondly, a lot of people out here in the United States of America are unable to get the medical attention they need, the medicine that they need, because of insurance. If you have no insurance, you're not getting the care that you need. And it's very important. Now, President Obama did sign a law into effect regarding healthcare reform, but his reform is this big in the articles. No one really had enough time to read these articles, but in some parts of the articles, what he's trying to say is that each American individual needs to pay for their own healthcare insurance. Granted, that is true. However, can we afford paying for the healthcare insurance? Especially if we're not working. Personally, for me, I can't afford healthcare insurance for my two girls. My company alone charges me $600 for insuring my two children every month. That's half of my paycheck for 1 week. I don't know about you, but I know I can't do it. So then I signed up for the Husky. But in Husky law, which is considered Title 19 or Medicaid, most of our children are being neglected also as certain benefactors that will benefit them. I don't know about you guys, but I will tell you, this year, many Husky children went without getting their flu vaccine in October like they were supposed to get. Every time you called a pediatrician, the vaccines were in for the kids who had Aetna or Canacare or any other insurance. But the Husky kids' vaccines were never in. Why? Because they're not getting paid for the vaccinations. And they're kind of expensive, I know that. So what does that mean to us? I felt it was a type of discrimination. You vaccine one person that's insured, the other one doesn't get it because they can't afford it. Come on now. Now, socialized medicine, they believe in preventative care, where preventing the illness before it happens. I believe that that's what we need here. And us as the United States of America citizens, we all deserve the benefits of that, because that's what our founders built this country on. Now, if socialized medicine works for Canada, England, France, Cuba, and various other places around this world, why can it not work for us here? One of the answers to that question was simple. The doctors over here said that they did not want to get paid the same salary as nurses or other workers. But it doesn't seem to bother the doctors in England or France or Cuba. It wasn't until President Nixon's time that he signed that bill for Kaiser Permanente, giving them the right and the okay for the doctors to charge whatever costs for their medical bills. In other words, that one doctor can charge you $500, the other doctor can charge you $1,000 for the same thing. Also, the pharmaceutical companies. He gave the pharmaceutical the right to charge ridiculous prices on whatever medication they came up with. In other words, bare aspirin can cost $20 while regular Walmart aspirin can cost $5. Now we need something to stop this. This is getting ridiculously out of hand. Do you know how many retired citizens are out there are being forced to work because they cannot afford the co-pays for their medications? One copay alone for one medication is between $10 to $25. Now, most of these people are taking more than 5 pills a day because they rely on them for their cardiac disease and their diabetic disease and whatever else is happening. That's more than $100 for a month for their pills. That's why these poor people are working so hard, and they should be enjoying their life in their 70s and 80s. So, what can we do? We need to contact these legislators. We need to take the time out and care. Give 2 seconds, not even. Just take the time out. Most of us are on internet. Take the time out and send emails out there to our state legislators, our state representatives, our congresspeople, our senators, and say, look, we need some type of reform that benefits all of us, that is beneficial to all the United States of America citizens. No matter how old we are, how young we are, where we came from, we are all citizens of this great nation, and we need to be treated equally and correctly. I don't know about you, but there are many stories out there that were written in California and in New York City where people died actually in front of the ER doors because they did not have healthcare insurance, so they were not treated. Thank God that in the state of Connecticut, Governor Rowland had installed a law for us that no matter if we had insurance or no insurance, once we entered the ER doors, we were to be treated equally and accurately no matter what. So that was one good thing Governor Rowland did for us while he was our governor. I implore you today to just take a minute and reflect on my thoughts of what I'm telling you, because it could be our next door neighbors who was once working and got laid off. What does that person do now when they become ill, or their family? How can they afford their healthcare insurance if they're not working? Unemployment only goes for so long. It could be yourself. It could be me. It could be our moms, our dads, our brothers, our sisters, our nieces, our nephews. What's going to happen to them? If none of us don't take a stand today, how are we going to explain this in the near future when our country is already in turmoil? We're already under financial situations where things don't seem to be getting any better, although we're told it will be getting better soon. It is very important because these are the people who are writing the laws into the legislation, and they need to know how we feel. I alone wrote State Representative Minnie Gonzalez, Congressman John Larson, Senator Christopher Dodd, Senator Joseph Lieberman. Now I wrote a letter to Senator Blumenthal, all on behalf of our healthcare reforms. Explain to them all the situations that I see, and something needs to be done about it. Now, especially as a nurse, when I go in my patient's home, I sit there and I try to teach them about their medications and compliancy with the medications. And when I'm forced to answer this question, it hurts me deep down inside, because they say to me, Diane, what do you expect us to do? Do you expect us to take our medications and starve to death? Or eat our food and live and forget about the medications? It's simple. What they're trying to tell me is simple. They can't afford it, so they're not taking it. Or they're taking the pills that they really need to take in order to survive. Now we, as individuals, need to take the time out and either go through the blue pages in our phone book and call and just say how we feel. Or, like I said, pen and paper, send them a letter, or even email them. It doesn't take a long time to do. We, as a great nation, owe this to our country. We owe it to ourselves. United we stand, divided we fall. Isn't that how our Constitution was made up? So I implore each and every one of you to listen to me today, and please take the time out and think about this healthcare reform and socialized medicine. Like I said, if it benefits the other countries, why can it not benefit us? At one time, that's what we were doing until President Nixon caused this turmoil, giving the pharmaceuticals and the doctors leadway of charging whatever prices that were ridiculous prices now. We need to do something about it. During Hillary Clinton's time, she tried to propose this socialized medicine, but she was shot down. This is not something that has to do with Republicans versus Democrats. This is something we need to take into consideration, that all parties need to be united in regards to getting the health care, because it's affecting each and every one of us here today. So I implore you, please listen to me and write every single one of them and let them hear what we have to say. Thank you for listening to me. Thank you for thinking about what I have to say, and I expect that somebody will be calling and making some letters tonight on the healthcare reform behalf. Thank you.